What's up, folks? How you doing? Welcome back to another one. Today I've got my full review on the Hugo Boss Now. Now, a week ago I did my first impressions and unboxings on this fragrance right over here, Hugo Boss Now, which was released in March 2020, if I believe so. So yeah, this is going to be my full review on this fragrance. Now there's no point doing an intro or an unboxing video because we already did that in the first impressions. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. Now there's a lot of fragrance websites that are giving off different notes. So on Notino they're giving off a most of the notes are similar, however they're differing in different websites. So Fragrantica is giving off something else, Notino is giving off something else, and I think base notes as well, they're just differing. So I thought, let's just go off the actual note breakdown from the box itself. So a lot of fragrances don't have this, but Hugo Boss's line does have it, that they tell you some of the note breakdown behind the actual box of the fragrance. I think Zara fragrances do the same. So yeah, let's just read it off the box. So on the top notes, according to Hugo Boss, you're going to get cardamom and lemon zest. In the heart you're going to get aromatic notes, and in the base you're going to get vetiver, and that's it. That's the only listing they give. Now on Fragrantica there's others mentions of lavender, some ice, so on and so forth, and Notino as well is also mentioning a couple of different notes. So I've got the fragrance right over here. Now, those of you that seen my first impressions on this fragrance know that when I first initially smelt it and sprayed it, straight away, just like that, I gave it a comparison to the Dolce & Gabbana's light blue lineup. As soon as I smelt it and sprayed it on myself, I just was instantly reminded of Dolce & Gabbana's light blue, all intense. And just to point out that I do have the Dolce & Gabbana lineup right over here, the O Intense, which in my opinion is the OG of the whole Dolce & Gabbana light blue lineup. It outbeats the light blue original, it outbeats Dolce & Gabbana's Love is Love, and in my opinion it outbeats every other light blue flanker there's been. So in the light blue lineup, the house of Dolce & Gabbana Eau Intense Eau de Parfum is going to be hands down, my favorite. So I did say that it reminds me, and I have been wearing them, both of them, back to back, and I can finally say and confirm and let you know that these two fragrances, guys, do not smell the same. Okay, so I'm going to do an initial spray. So I'm just going to do a fresh spray right over here. When you spray Hugo Boss, you get hit with a big blast of cardamom, which to some people, when you smell it up close, it might be just a little bit off-putting because it's going to be sharp. With that lemon zest, the cardamom and lemon zest, it has that spicy kick to it that when you smell it up close, you might be put off. And when you initially smell it, you're not going to get any hint of Dolce & Gabbana whatsoever. It's not going to come through because that cardamom and lemon zest is so strong that it just gives you a spicy kick. And that kick, you don't get that type of kick from Dolce & Gabbana's light blue lineup. So it's just when you initially spray it, that cardamom and lemon zest does give it that sharp and spicy kick. However, within 5 to 10 seconds, in my humble opinion, when these aquatic and aromatic notes come through, or the lavender or the woodsy notes, whatever they've put in the aromatic note description that Hugo Boss has given, it's there where I tend to get just slight similarities between the two. Do they smell identical? No. Smelling them both side to side, wearing them both side to side, back to back, do they smell identical? No. Are they clones of each other? No. Is either one made redundant because of the other one? No. If you own this, can you still wear this? Yes. And if you own Dolce & Gabbana, can you still wear this? Yes. There's only slight similarities within the heart of the fragrance. Why does this happen? It's because of the aquatic notes. Now, we're all going to differ when it comes to fragrance reviewers and people like myself who smell a lot of fragrances. When it comes to these scents, we are all naturally gonna have these decisions made. When we first smell something, it might remind us of something that we've smelled before. The same thing might happen to you, is when you get a hint of ambroxan in a certain scent, you might immediately be pushed over to, oh, that smells like Dior Sauvage. Or when you smell a hint of pineapple or birch or smoky wood or a fruit scent, or like a fruity scent with a smoky type of birch wood, you might be reminded, oh, that smells like Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus. What's been happening recently, and other fragrances that are reviewed, that when you smell a sweet type of candy-like smell, and you have that saffron, you've got that jasmine, you've got musky, you've got woody notes, and you've got that sweet oriental vanilla scent, you'd see that a lot of people start comparing it to Baccarat Rouge, because that's the first smell that you ever smelled like that. So when it comes to Dolce & Gabbana and aquatic scents, sometimes they're the first type of scents that you smell like that. So every other scent after that that gives you even the slightest hint, or you start to mimic it, or it gets into your nose and you just start thinking about, what is it that I've smelled that smells like that, it's going to give you that reaction, you know. And I've had that with Dolce & Gabbana's lineup. Sometimes when I smell it and you smell the salty marine accord, you could be reminded of Bulgari's lineup. Now Bulgari's has a lineup, is the Pour Homme, Bulgari's Pour Homme, Bulgari's Aquamarine, and Bulgari's Atlantique. They've got that salty vibe, you know, that when you smell a salt-based scent or something with a salty marine accord, you might be reminded of those fragrances. So I'm just saying that we're all different. Every single one of us is different. Some of us is going to smell the scent and be able to realize the comparison, while others are going to smell the scent and not be able to pick up any comparison, you know. And that's the same thing that happened to me when I smell Hugo Boss Now. That when I initially sprayed it, did I get that Dolce & Gabbana vibe? Yeah, even now, that light blue DNA, is it there? Yeah, but do they smell similar? No, guys, they don't, you know. So smelling these back to back, wearing them back to back, do they smell close? No, they don't. This has a distinguishing salty marine accord. The notes are different. You've got mandarin, grapefruit, other notes, you know. And that was one of the things, even in the first impressions, I went out to say that they don't have the same notes. Why do they smell similar? So sometimes you can get that with certain scents. I just had to point that out there, that it's the aquatic notes in Hugo Boss's Now that give me personally a certain nuance to this fragrance, which is Dolce & Gabbana's light blue or intense. Once again, do they smell similar? No, they don't. Let's now move over to the scent at hand right over here, guys. Hugo Boss's Now. When it comes to the recent flankers that have been released in 2020, guys, Hugo Boss Now, I'm definitely going to give it a good rating. It's among the best up there, a good one from the house of Hugo Boss. Buy this and you will not be disappointed. When it comes to the performance of this fragrance for an eau de toilette, I was really impressed. This easily got me 2.5 to 3 hours projection, and it was for an arm's length. 2.5 to 3 hours projection for the scent, the price that you have to pay, and 125 ml, an amazing scent, beautiful summer scent. Is this going to get you compliments? For sure. Trust me on this. This will definitely get you compliments. This is one of those mass appealing scents, in my humble opinion, that nobody's going to dislike it. Anybody that smells this from you, you're in the gym, you're walking, running, you're at work, you're in the office, you're going to the shops, you're just wearing it for casual wear, white jeans, blue jeans, white t-shirt, whatever it might be, nobody that's going to smell this from you is going to dislike it. This has one of those mass appealing scents, you know, those mass appealing qualities that whoever smells it is going to like it. Like I said, the only time you're going to dislike it is when you initially spray it and you smell it up close. That cardamom and lemon zest is going to give it a real spicy kick. So when you spray it, let it dry down 5 to 10 seconds and then smell it. It's going to be really beautiful. Is this going to get you compliments? Yes. Is it going to be liked by most people around you? Yes. Does it have that versatility? Yes. It's not a dressed up fragrance, but for everything casual, this is going to do the job. This will definitely, you're going to work, you're going to the shops, you're going to the convenience store, you're just going out, you're going to the gym, you're sitting in the office, whatever it may be, this will do it. The only time I don't see people wearing it is dressed up. So nighttime wear, again, you can pull this off. For dates, no, I don't think so. It has, you know, it's too fresh to be a clubbing scent. I'm not going to say it's a clubbing scent, most of the time, for most people, this is going to be a real versatile scent. So yeah guys, an amazing, beautiful release from the house of Hugo Boss. Would I recommend you blind buying? Anybody blind buying this? I blind bought this. I This was a blind buy for me, and I personally enjoy it. Am I going to be wearing it? Yes. Am I going to be wearing it throughout the summer? Yes. And the days that I was wearing this, guys, over here in Scotland, it wasn't even that hot. So it wasn't like the heat was coming out. It wasn't like it was scorching heat. It wasn't even that hot. And I was still managing to get at least 2.5 to 3 hours projection of 4 to 6 sprays at an arm's length, and that is amazing. So I know for a fact that when I do wear this in the summer, or summer does come around, or when the gyms are open and you go back to the gym and you start working out, and the intensity of this, or the heat from your body will intensify this, you're going to get even better projection. As for longevity, guys, I went with 6 to 7 sprays and easily lasted on my clothes, and I could still pick it up as I was just walking, doing what I was doing throughout the whole day. At least 7 hours this was lingering around me, and I could smell it coming off myself. The next day when I went to put on my work uniform, I could still smell this coming off my uniform. So even after 24 hours I could still pick up faintly. Now obviously guys, after 24 hours it's not going to be projecting, but I'm still working currently at the moment, and I'm working full time. So I do spray my clothes and I spray my uniform when I go to test out fragrances, and the next day when I do wear my uniform, I can still pick up the scent. So this was the same. It's one of those scents that I sprayed on my clothes and I could easily pick it up the next day. However, it wasn't projecting or anything like that, but I'm just saying it was still detectable even after that long. So for the price, the performance, the scent, the longevity, it's definitely a go. Do I recommend you buying this? Yes. Is it going to get you compliments? Yes. The only cons that I'm going to give it, this fragrance, is that it might not smell unique to you. It doesn't have that unique smelling scent. Again, we're going to go back to the Dolce & Gabbana lineup, the light blue lineup. It's not got that unique factor. You know, this marine accord, it's not got any saltiness. So it doesn't have any saltiness. It's just got an aquatic, aromatic type scent to it that smells fresh. It smells nice. It's got that spicy kick to it, you know, with the cardamom and the lemon zest. But it's nothing unique. It's nothing groundbreaking. Like I said, it's one of those mass appealing scents, you know, that everybody around you is gonna like it. But maybe people around you might not be like, oh wow, what are you wearing? I've never smelled that. It's not going to have that type of effect, which in my opinion is not that bad. Like I said, Hugo Boss is a designer house. They make lots of fragrance. They've got the Hugo Boss original lineup. They've got their Hugo Boss the scent lineup, and then they've got this lineup over here. So they're coming out with a lot of fragrances throughout the year, and to be coming out with just consistent, you know, general scents that general people of the public are gonna smell, yeah, not that bad. I'm not gonna say Hugo Boss did a bad job. For Hugo Boss, what they are, what they represent, and what type of scents they make, yeah, definitely a good one. So this is currently on Notino right now. I think I'm not sure what the price is on Notino. I did purchase this from Notino, so if you're interested, head down to Notino and pick up from there, or wherever you can find you a bottle, go ahead and buy it. But guys, summer is around the corner. This is definitely going to be in my summer rotation. I will wear it. It will get you compliments. It will do the job. It's just not got that uniqueness. That's my full review on this fragrance, guys, at Look Good Smell Good Fragrance Reviews. Listen, I know and I realize there's a lot of fragrance channels out there making a lot of fragrance reviews, so I do appreciate you checking out my channel. Please do hit that subscribe button, comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. And that's it from me at Look Good Smell Good Fragrance Reviews, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Take care.